It is a beautiful Tuesday to have a beautiful Tuesday, and guess what? I have a beautiful man with me. Your favorite guy, Justin Davis, is back.
Let's go. It's good.
Hey, so remember last time,
Yeah.
our last episode, we introduced this new segment. It's called Girl, He Got Us.
Yeah.
Justin Davis got us, and I asked my community, my girls, my listeners, my crew.
I saw.
Yeah. I asked the questions. Like,
Yeah.
we have so many questions we want to ask you men and you male species.
Sure.
And thanks for coming back on to answer some of these
Yeah.
questions.
Well, thanks for having me, and also thank you for everyone for having me back, because I'm like, is it going to go really well or it's not? I shoot you straight. I have no
100%.
filter. I'm like the best accountability partner because I'm not the yes man. I'm like,
We don't want yes men.
I'm like, no, you're tripping. You
Yeah,
know, get it
yeah.
together.
I mean, you low-key checked me when I was going through it. So I was like, yo, y'all
That's right.
need like a brother like this to really help you. Like, you're
Yeah.
a brother to me. And when I was going through it, I was like, yo. And you're like, yo, this is what it is.
Yeah, takes one to know one. So yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Thank you for having me back. So I think we're just going to get into the mix because we have like a solid 8 questions.
So today we're going to be talking about more things from the male perspective, right?
Yes.
And we're going to be going over questions that people submitted,
Mm-hmm.
which some are light. I think they're going to be very
Yeah.
easy to answer, and some are deep, and it's like a very good question. And then we'll also talk about from the female side of things.
100%.
I don't know what I would like to know, but I'm sure the guys would like to know too.
And you know I always got something to say.
Yeah, let's
And y'all know I like to talk. So we're
Let's
going to have
get
fun
it.
with this. We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
And look, submit questions to me. We're going to do this once a month. Whatever you have on your mind, heart, and soul, send me a DM, and this man is going to answer them. All right, so let's go. Let's get into it. First question. This is funny, but like, this is good.
Okay.
Would you wear accessories or clothing that an ex bought you?
No.
Hold on, in parentheses, you ended on not so great terms.
Yeah. The hell no. I'm glad you put that piece of context in, because my short answer is no. Hell no.
Really?
First of all, why?
Why not?
Because you don't want to let go.
Really?
You don't want to let go of the relationship. You don't want to let go of the connection that you guys had and the history that you had.
What if it's like a beautiful necklace?
What happens when your new guy or new girl says, "Oh my God, I love your necklace. Where'd you get it from?" What's your answer?
Max.
I'm out the door.
Really?
Say less.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Justin,
course.
this
No.
is so intriguing to me.
No, because here's the thing. From the men, this is why I'm here, right? From the male perspective, I can check my ego at the door. However, I'm questioning, why are you even still valuing something like that? Now, if you want to keep a necklace like in a jewelry box, or
Yeah.
that's fine. But if you're wearing it, not only am I reminded that he bought it for you, but you are too. And I'm here now.
What if you don't tell you that it's from him?
Well, if I find out, you're gonna be in trouble.
I don't find out.
Let me find out. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta come from the horse's mouth. But in all seriousness, it's just like, jewelry is different because there's a lot of money. I get it.
Right.
I'm not telling you to go sell all your stuff.
Right.
But when it comes to like sweatshirts or little things that you're like, like a backpack, you're
Like
get rid of it.
momentum stuff, like
Yeah.
personal things.
Yeah, if it's like a stuffed animal, you gotta trash that. Put that in the box to the left,
Okay. I agree with that.
Jewelry's probably the only thing that I'm like, oh, it's tough. Like, maybe communicate that to him, right, or her, your new partner.
Yeah.
Because again, like, I personally am a very like curious person. I'm gonna ask questions.
Yeah.
So if I ask you where you got that necklace from, A, please tell me the truth.
Always.
And then B, let's have a conversation about it, but then be prepared for what I may ask you to do with that. Now that's just for me. So let's flip it to you, right? If I have on, do you want to go jewelry? Or you want to go like little other things?
Well, first, let me rewind because I have some things to talk about what you just said. I'm gonna answer because I'm gonna be 100 with you.
Let's go.
My ex bought me this keyboard.
Okay.
I'm keeping that keyboard.
I'm not mad
I
at the
love
keyboard.
the keyboard.
Not mad at the
It's
keyboard.
beautiful, and I take piano lessons.
Not mad at the
Thank
keyboard.
you, ex. I appreciate you.
No problem.
Not moving it.
What else?
He did buy me this really cool ring. Sometimes I still throw it on my finger. Sometimes I don't. I actually have a bunch of rings from another ex that I'm about to go get like remade into like little diamond bands. Cause like, what am I going to do with all these diamonds?
That's different.
Okay, that's cool.
Because you're now taking control of the value
Yeah,
and the meaning
yeah.
of it.
And I don't have meaning to it anymore. And in that
Yeah.
time, we were in a really cool, awesome space, and I deserve everything that I have.
Yeah, but the new man doesn't care about your time
I know.
and space with your ex.
I know, but What if this man is healthy?
Who's healthy? The new guy?
Brandon. I don't think actually Brandon would mind.
Oh, wait.
I'm throwing it out there.
We're saying his name?
Yeah, we're saying his name.
Hey, okay.
Brandon, it's it.
Breaking news.
Yes, breaking news.
Tell the people. I like to call him Professor Collinsworth, but we'll call him Brandon for the people.
I don't know what he thinks. I haven't asked him this, so this would be a good question.
So I think, and I obviously can't speak on behalf of Brandon, but,
You guys are similar though.
Yeah, so that's because I was healthy is the word.
Yeah,
So I consider myself a healthy man and in tune with his feelings and so on and so forth. If my wife said, because you guys are a couple months in, so let's say I'll take that time frame. So let's say it's a couple months in, and I'm visiting her, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you played the piano, right? And she's like, oh, I've been taking lessons, blah, blah, blah. I'm hoping she says, in context, right? Not just like, hi, I got this piano my ex bought it from me.
Right.
No, but like in context, there's a time, there's a place. If she's like, oh, my ex bought me this piano, and I'm like, okay, well, it's a piano, right? So it's not one of those things you can just trash. And you're creating music on it, so I guess it's like if you only know the songs that he taught you, it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
God, this is so funny.
But if it's a jewelry situation, I think me personally, I would just be like, would you have to wear it with me, around me? But I also know my wife, I don't even think she would wear anything that another man gave her.
Yeah.
I think her and I are very similar in that regard of it's in the past. Don't look back and you're going that way kind of thing. So,
I feel that.
Pianos, an art piece, something that is
Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought that up.
What you got?
Oh my God, so my ex brought me this dope ass art piece. It was actually my face. It's in my back room in the closet. It's not mine. And it was a face, my face inserted in this queen's body. And I was about to throw it out. And when I was throwing it out, my doorman said, why are you throwing it out? It's a beautiful poster. I said, because I don't want to feel him or see him. He said, why are you giving him so much energy? This is a beautiful photo of you.
Yeah.
Go hang it up. And I said, well, what if I'm dating now?
Yeah.
What if the guy comes, he goes, well, they should know that the last man that you were dating treated you like a motherfucking queen.
So where's that doorman?
Alex, that's like my brother.
Shout out to Alex.
Literally, that's like my...
That's great insight, and I actually would agree with him as far as giving that type of energy. And that's the same thing with the piano. Like, you're not playing this every time, being like, "I'm so happy he bought this from me." You're just like,
I don't even think of that.
Exactly, and so you're not giving that energy or that connection. So therefore, I or Brandon can feel that.
Right.
Same thing with the piece of artwork.
Yeah.
I just think when it comes to clothes. This sweatshirt makes me think of him. Like, well, then stop. Unless you want to be back with him.
No, because I don't want to see my man wearing no sweatshirt sheet. No.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. The artwork, the piano, like jewelry's a different game. But just a little like stuffed animal stuff or whatever little piece of memorabilia, it's just like, come on, you gotta get rid of that. Because how would you feel again? Like you said, if I had on, it depends. But you touched on something I think every woman especially should pay attention to, so I'll say it again. If your man is healthy enough to understand, comprehend, and accept, it's a different ballgame.
Baby girl, health over everything, okay? Healthy.
What did I say before? You got to say no to good, so you can say yes to great.
It's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to. And that's a practice. Let me tell you, it took me 32 years to get here.
Consistent practice.
Okay, question number 2.
Okay. After
a breakup, do you unfollow an ex on all social media? Do you do so immediately and indefinitely?
That's a good question. Because this is the day and age that we're in, right?
So 2020.
You want to go first?
No, you got it.
I think so. I was the guy who, as soon as the relationship ended, I unfollowed, deleted all the pictures, so on and so forth. My long-term ex didn't for a couple months, and I was so confused. I'm like, but this may go into another question that I saw earlier of why do men send the "Hey Stranger" text? So I'm going to tie it in a little bit, and I'll tease it, and we'll get into that later.
Okay.
But
we'll go to that question next.
In my mind, when we broke up, I was like, oof, bet, I'm out here in these streets. I'm free. What's good? Come through. What's good? Come through. What's good? Come through. You know what I'm saying? You get some time. You get some time. So that's how men typically operate. Right? So for her, I'm like, why is she having me up on her Instagram still? Because what if guys that she's dating sees this?
Right.
Well, she wasn't dating.
Right.
She was processing, taking her time, as every man should do, and obviously women typically do. And so therefore I'm like, okay, I get it now. Back then I didn't.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a way to do it out of respect. Now, if it ends bad, of course you're just gonna hit delete, you know, that late night. You're like, F this, I'm out.
Yeah.
But there's a, you know, if you're in a serious relationship and you both part ways mutually and it's civil and it's you know, all love, I think there's a way to do it. I don't necessarily have the answer. I just think you have to be respectful.
Yeah,
you know, I think it's like kind of thing when you're ready. I think you should definitely do it.
I agree.
I think if women are out there and you're like, well, men do it right away, it's just our ego.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
hurt.
we're just
Men
hurt.
get hurt so much deeper than us. They just don't express it.
Well,
we do
express our hurtness
by
it's
that
just
way.
Anger.
Yeah, it's that way.
So instead of being like, damn, that really hurt, or my feelings are hurt, or I
Yeah.
have to, you know, get myself back together, we're just angry. So therefore we out of sight, out of mind it, which is delete. But that's...
They're still looking, girl, just so you know.
Oh, we're still looking.
Oh, they still
100%.
They're
I actually,
still looking.
I want to go into that. And this, so wrap up this, and I got something for the Hey Stranger text, the guys who still look. But how do you feel about that?
So I agree with you.
Okay.
If it's healthy and it's all love, I don't need to unfollow him. But maybe for boundary purposes, maybe for me to get over him and to like really like get out of it on my system, because sometimes when it's so good, it's still tender. It's a boundary for me.
Sure.
I'll unfollow because I can't see him. You know what I mean? And it's not nothing healthy, not in a bad taste. It's just like for me to heal, I can't be in that space. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, because I personally think if I knew you were still following me, I'm gonna post deliberately because I know you're watching.
What an asshole.
I'm letting you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like for me, I'm like out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I gotta cut this.
Oh my God, can we just talk about this though? Because this also is like,
real.
Yeah, and it's real because it's also the healing of men versus women.
Of course.
Men, it's like this immediate, I hate you, unfollow, I'm on to new chicks. We're crying and we're sad and we're fucking going through it. But 6 months later, your girl got her groove all the way back. And guess what? 6 months later, he texting you.
Can we?
Hey, stranger.
How crazy you said 6 months. Why did you say that number?
Because I feel like it's a 6 month thing.
There's a scientific fact about 6 months.
Really?
Let's
Ooh,
talk
tell
about it.
us.
There it is. This is good. This is good. This is all the tea. Okay. So what happens now it depends on how long you were with that person.
Right.
But typically on average, the 6 month time frame is everything. The first 6 months of a breakup, women, right? Stop me whenever, okay? This is your show. This is your womanhood, okay? You guys dissect everything. You got the magnifying glass, you got the microscope, the spotlight.
We're playing
you got it all out.
Everything.
Why did this happen? Could I have done better? Should this have been? Could have, would have, right?
Yeah.
What if? You guys are just in the lab, like trying to figure it all out. That's your first 6 months. The guy's first 6 months? The last thing I'm thinking about is could have, would have, should have. The only thing on my mind is next.
Yes.
And quantity over quality, right? And then what happens when that 6 months comes? I've been now in these streets, right? And I'm like, damn, it's hard over here. Man, I had a good woman. You don't know what you have until it's gone, right? So therefore, when that 6 month clock, right, strikes at midnight, I'm now hitting you up, hey stranger. And at that point, you're like, what? I'm good now.
Yeah.
Where were you 2, 3, 4 months ago, right? And that's when you get this clash that continues to this vicious cycle. Because now, and the worst part is, now I see Stella got her groove back.
All the way back.
And I'm like, damn.
She's looking so fine.
Because here's what happens with the timeline. I'm now backtracking because I wasted 6 months.
Yeah.
If I was going to want to be back with you, now I've wasted 6 months. You've perfected your 6 months. So now you're doing better. You've evolved. You've grown. You've learned your lesson. Now you're ready for what you ultimately deserved in the first place. And now I'm coming incorrect, which is like, I just want you back.
Yeah.
Just because I want you back doesn't mean I'm ready.
What work have you done? None.
It doesn't mean I'm ready.
That's it.
Because I haven't done any work.
Exactly.
So now I'm begging you to take me
Yes.
back, and what I'm really begging you is please be patient with me while I get my shit together like you so eloquently did.
Yeah, you want me to wait another 6 months, bro?
Well, that's for, that's
up to your
subjective.
discretion.
I was gonna say that's subjective.
Yeah, 100%.
But that 6 month thing
But
is
why
real.
is that? But
That's a
why?
fact.
Why?
Because men typically don't know how to deal with the hurt. They don't know how to deal with the loss.
Yeah.
They don't know how to deal with that they messed up, the accountability factor, right? Owning up to their actions. And we run from it. And then, like I said, that 6-month part, we're like out of breath from running because we've been running for so long, and we're like...
But that's all y'all know. That's what y'all were born into this world, this patriarchal world where you had to be strong, you can't be weak. Oh, that didn't hurt me. Whatever, there's a million girls out there.
Yeah.
That's what y'all have been conditioned to do.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Unfortunately. And that's why the healed ones who have put in the work, as Mr. Professor Collinsworth says so beautifully, when the work works, then you're healed.
Yeah.
But again, most men, as I said I think before, we are just sitting there like, it's not me, it's you. It's not me, it's you. Right? So they keep taking the same them into a new situation. Right. But after that 6 months, they're like, oh, wait a minute, maybe it was me. I'd rather just have her back because it's hard in these streets. At that point, it's probably too late.
Too late. Oh,
so,
wow.
I think we answered that like a 2
To the left, to the left.
That's right. That's 6 months.
Beyonce song, ladies.
I want the ladies, I want to know if I'm off. I really, because that 6 month thing, I forgot where I found it. I either read it, listened to it, or watched it. And I was like, oh, damn.
And I just said it 6 months because that's what I feel like it is. I feel like it is. And it was like, 6 months. Yo, I changed my entire life in 6 months, and I'm like brand new. Stella, motherfucker.
Brand new with Brandon.
Yes.
Hey-o.
Okay, let's go to number 3.
What you got?
Ooh. Why do men say they want wifey material, but when they have it, they get scared and run? Oh. Why, Justin?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
I'm going to give you the very short answer and then the long answer.
Okay.
What you think you want and what will bring you joy might not be the same thing. That's the short answer. What you think you want in wifey, but what will bring you joy today might not be the same thing. AKA, right girl, wrong time.
Wow.
Okay? The long answer is this. Personally, I believe that men should never look for the ultimate settle down, which is marriage, until you're at least 30. At least 30. I brought this up to Shay, and she was like, I think 35. I'm like, you might be right. I mean, I'm 33, but...
I feel Shay on that. I feel Shay. Yeah.
Men,
Shay's his wife, guys, by the way, if you haven't watched
men mature later. We figure it out a lot later. And I just think, because I was that guy in my early to mid 20s who, at the time, I thought I had the right girl wrong time. Right. And I kept thinking and preaching and manifesting wifey, so I had her. And I was like, oh, but this doesn't equate to what I thought would be happiness. And it wasn't the right time.
Right.
Now, what happens is when you're in that situation, like I wasn't man enough to be honest with her and tell her that. Because, one, I was scared. 2, I was going to feel bad to the guilt. But then 3, I was like, but maybe I can be ready. So now I'm like kind of trying to force the issue. Yeah. You don't want that.
You shouldn't force anything.
The woman
have to force.
You should not want me to force anything with you,
ever.
Right? So what happened is we were together for, I think, a total of 5.5 years. I knew it was not going to last probably like 4.5 years, I think. So that last year, I was just like trying to get the courage to be like, this isn't it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But then, and now I realize I did her a favor. Yeah. Because I mean, and please, like, ladies, don't butcher me when I say this, but like, in a sense, for lack of a better term, I like let you go. I set you free. Like, go get what you deserve because I can't do that for you, right? I know what you want. Right. So again, the short answer is, what you think you want and what will bring you joy might not be the same thing, aka right girl, wrong time.
I want to challenge you. Did you do her a favor by wasting a year?
So, again, my wife taught me this too. And
I love Shay. I love you. I can't wait till Shay gets on the podcast.
Nothing's a waste of time. And I used to have this saying that she used to hate. Oh man, she used to hate it. She's like, stop saying that. And I used to always say, I don't fear commitment. I fear wasting my time. And she's like, I hate when you say that because nothing is a waste of time.
It's all lessons.
And like you said, like with your Brandon's ex.
Yeah.
there's a large part of who Brandon is today
Yes.
because of her.
Yes.
There is a very large part of who I am today because of my exes. So therefore, it wasn't a waste of time.
I honor that.
Yeah. So
I honor it.
that last year, I think if anything was a closure year, right, for us. I think it was just kind of like, this is probably not going to work. Almost like, let's just say our goodbyes, because we know it's going to ultimately happen.
Right.
We don't maybe want it to, or we can't really see the bigger picture right now, but we know deep down in our gut, it just feels like, I think this has run its course.
Yes. I think that's so beautiful, because a lot of listeners probably are like, well, he wasted our time, or that. No, it was lessons, and it was literally such a beautiful message when you reframe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And she also could have left too, though, right?
Yes,
I mean, it's not
100%.
like she wasn't handcuffed.
It was her choice.
Yeah, I mean,
it's always our choice to be in these relationships.
Exactly.
And we all have the right to exit or to stay.
Exactly.
Period. That was a good one.
Okay.
That was really good. Let's go to the
I
next
feel like
one.
I'm on a game show.
You are. We're going to do 5 because I think they're just so solid. I think we should do 5 solid questions.
Sure.
And then keep it going, because we could go on some of these questions.
Let's do it.
All right. Question number 4,
I think.
4. Oh, this one's good. Top 5 questions you wish a girl would ask you in the early phase of a relationship.
Yeah.
Top 5. Ooh, I need to know this.
That's a great question. When I read that, I was like, very good.
Yeah.
And I also want to know what the top 5 questions a man should ask a woman. But I think the questions that a woman should ask a man, that was the question.
Yes. A woman should ask a man in the early phase too. Like, we just meet it. Maybe a month in, first week, second week. Because mind you, we're in our 30s too. Dating's differently now.
So I have a 2-part answer.
Okay, let's go.
It depends on what the woman wants, and it depends on where the man is in his life. I think I said this in the last when I was on with you, and we talked about Alina Baraz's line.
I love that. I love that.
You may not be asking the wrong things, you're just asking the wrong person. So that ties in perfectly to this.
So true.
She may not be asking him the wrong things, she's just asking the wrong guy.
Yeah.
She's at the wrong source.
Right.
So, but let's say
timing is good, everything's good.
So let's say it's the right source.
What do you want to be asked by a woman?
I want to be asked, what do I want in a woman? Number 1. I want to be asked what my plan is, right?
5-year plan, 10-year plan.
Actually, let me be more specific. What my purpose is.
Yes. As an individual or in this relationship? Or like in life?
As an individual first.
Ooh,
right?
I like that.
Self-love first.
Yeah.
And she just got here, so definitely self-love.
Yeah.
She's new. My 3rd question I would like to be asked is, what are my values? The 4th question I would like to be asked is, what would my intentions be in this relationship?
I love that.
And my 5th question I'd like to be asked is, how do you communicate? I have a 5, that's 5A, I got a 5B.
Give it to us.
My 5B would just be, what does self-love mean to me? Because if I don't love myself, I'll never love you.
Okay, but
so
I'm thinking about this as a woman.
Yeah, sure.
I just met this guy. I mean, I'm not on dating apps anymore, but say I met him on a dating app. At lunch. What does self-love mean to you?
Okay, so hold on, let me stop you.